I'm very excited to have my next guest join us. They're a very talented band from the UK, and they have the new album out called Social Lubrication, the one and only Dreamwife.
Hello.
Welcome back to San Francisco. Raquel, Alice, and Bella. It's been some time. I've been thinking about you guys for so long.
We did that interview in 2020, right?
We did, over Zoom.
Yeah.
You have an excellent memory.
That was a album we never toured.
Yes.
It's really nice to be able to tour this album.
What do you recall from those early days of the pandemic? Because you were in Iceland, you were in the UK.
Just being really sad.
Yeah. A lot of time on Zoom.
Yeah.
Trying to promote an album.
And like, I remember we were like trying to write songs. We were like trying to write new songs and they were coming out all melancholic. And it was like, it was a surreal time for us as a band where like we're a live band and that is like the beating heart of this group. And to suddenly not have shows and not play shows, it was like, it's like, well, yeah. I mean,
really
it's
happy
surreal.
that we didn't release those songs.
Yeah.
Released one. Love You More. That came out last week. That's from that period,
What,
right?
from a melancholy band?
Yeah. we wrote a lot of songs during that period. And then we presented probably like 25 demos to our label. And we were quite proud of them, as we should be. But our label came back to us saying, I feel like once you start playing live again, then the songs will come.
Yeah.
And we had sent 25 songs over. But then I'm also really thankful that when we did start playing live again, especially festival season opened up again in the UK, as soon as we finished the festival, we just took that energy straight into the writing room. And that's how our album was made.
Which was interesting because you had built up quite a reputation up until that point. And then I think I recall us having that conversation of, well, it's nice to have a little bit of a break. At that time, we didn't know how long that break was going to be.
Yeah.
You wound up being a silk master.
I did.
Did you even release like a clothing line?
I did.
As well?
I am quite hyper. I like challenges. But no,
Please tell the story because I'm sure there are people that are not up to speed
silk.
on your passion for silk.
I love silk. My grandma is a silk master as well. Not in sewing, but in fabric and quality and stage clothes. And I was imagining what I wanted to wear on stage when shows would start again. With visualizing how it would be to be back on stage, for me it was helpful designing a clothing range just made from silk and feathers. And then we started playing shows again and I had to completely stop all of that because I wanted to make clothes that I could play live in. But it's nice to know that I can do that.
I was so looking forward to this and maybe like a couple of outfit changes to include some type of silk outfit. What you're telling me is keep my expectations low on that?
This is a gorgeous outfit now.
Oh, this is beautiful. No.
This is from an aesthetic designer. She's awesome. No, but it is, I like how what we wear on stage, the clothing we wear, the fabric matters because our live shows are very energetic and it is quite a session. So you need to be able to move and breathe. You gotta get ready for the show, you know?
Yeah, and I think for sure, on that vein of things, I think it's this real thing amongst all of us of like taking ownership of our stage presence and how we want to present. And I think especially on this record, Social Lubrication, I think in a lot of ways that was the real crux of what this album was. It was taking on what our live show is and trying to like reduce that down into a record. And I think it was a real thing of taking ownership. And I feel like, yeah, coming back to tour this record, there's so much gratitude that we actually get to take it out. But I think, as Raquel said before, it's, you know, we had so much time out. You really start to visualize, how do we want to do it this time? How do we want this campaign to look, to sound? And we had time to kind of simmer on that. And it's totally about the live show.
So what was Social Lubrication thought out to be initially, and then as it came to fruition?
I think when we first started working with it, it was like maybe in a really kind of surface level, like how you talk about like, I don't know, like alcohol or comedy or like these kind of things that we use to like make getting on with each other like easier in a kind of lighthearted way. But then the more we dug into the themes throughout the whole of the record and the more like quite what social lubrication meant in the context of that song. It became this sort of expression of the like mechanisms that we use to gloss over the issues in a society that is like capitalist, is white supremacist, is patriarchal, is like homophobic and transphobic, and like these kind of niceties that we use in order to minimize like discomfort. And like the discomfort of who though, you know, like it's not as if that social lubrication is necessarily like serving any of us. Like the lyrics is in the chorus is what, like I'm cutting out the social lubrication, here for the cremation. I don't know. It is a kind of
burn the patriarchy.
Yeah, burn the patriarchy. Down with the patriarchy.
Which
and
is,
like stop pretending that it's okay when it's not okay.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you mean. And so much has happened since 2020 until now. How much of those events during that traumatic year influenced the music that you created in this? I feel like there's a lot of trickle-down effect on here.
I mean, 2020, like clear vision, right? It really made all of those kinds of like societal issues like completely unavoidable and undeniable. And yeah, it definitely was like a kind of chapter in human history that we can't like go back from. Yeah, I don't know.
It sparked a lot of conversations.
Yeah, big time.
And we saw, heard, people were writing about all these different topics, and it was fantastic. And then it kind of faded in some aspects, right? You know, everybody's an ally, everybody's, you know, on board. Now I don't hear it as much, you know. And here in the Bay Area, especially San Francisco, we're still kind of suffering. And there are other cities and states that are kind of suffering, and it's kind of led back to the pandemic. So I take to heart a lot of the music that you guys have created on this album. Songs like Leech, Hot, are fun sounding, but they're very, they're not, you're not on a soapbox, and I appreciate that. You're bringing topics to the forefront that need to be heard. So how easy is it to put a song together like Leech?
Well, that was a beautiful thing you said, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
I mean it.
That's really beautiful. It's this kind of idea of being preachy is interesting when it comes to lyrical context, because at the end of the day, we're a band. It's music, and yes, we have a platform, but preachy is not something that we aim for. But it's this kind of idea of presenting songs, lyrical context, feeling emotion, the sonic world with the lyric world together, and it's good that it resonates with those who it resonates with. But with the Leech, it's a pot, you know. It's something that has been inside us for a while, and in particular in music. Being part of a music community, you know, coming fresh into it and experiencing, living it. And the same thing about what Bella was mentioning earlier about just sort of being tired of glossing over polite ways of dealing with difficult issues and just sort of being fed up and allowing the listener to sort of go on that journey with you. How Leech opens up lyrically, it sort of expands towards the end of the song, and it sort of goes into chaos. And the third verse is very short because the third verse is basically fuck all those who call themselves a friend and don't lift a finger. And that sort of, you just had it by that point. And that for me, Leech was written sort of in one go at a festival site, the lyrics to it. And I showed Alice and Bella these lyrics, and it's just like a long, we called it the rant song for a while. But it is just like, it was just all these just statements and social commentary and emotions and lived experiences that were just blurred out. And then we found a way to make a song around it. And it was inspired sonically by PJ Harvey's Rid of Me album. We were all listening to that album
on the same day.
And we
Oh,
were
really?
texting each other about sort of, you know, what we were going to do the next day at the studio. We were all cleaning our houses. It was on Sunday, I think. or at least two of us were
PJ
cleaning our
Sunday.
houses, and you just
Sunday's
listen to
cleaning day
PJ
in the Dream
Harvey,
Wife
yeah.
household, or at least 2/3.
No.
Bella's not even home.
I was on a coach.
Oh, you were on a coach.
I was on a coach.
We were cleaning. But
I'm
this-
sorry. What is a?
Oh, like a kind of like the Greyhound, but
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
English.
the English Greyhound.
got it.
A bus.
We call it the megabus. Yeah.
But we were all
It
listening
sounds
to this
much
album.
more luxurious. I was on a coach. I'm
It's
gonna use
like an
that.
intercity bus as a coach.
You go in a circle.
It's not as glamorous as it sounds.
Yeah, no, it's really the opposite of glamour.
I'm sorry. I look so ignorant right now to the UK fans.
No, not at all. But it is this. Bella's on a coach. Me and Alice were cleaning our houses, and we were all talking about this album, and we were like, "Hey, maybe that's how we can structure Leech," because we hadn't even started working on it yet. But this kind of idea of sort of pulling it back, and then this wall of sound in the choruses, and then pulling it back to make you, the listener, maybe listen more a bit what's going on in the verses, and then be sort of blown away when the chorus comes and I need to put the volume down because it's too loud.
I can't wait to see it performed live
Oh yeah.
and just grabbing people by the neck. Have some empathy.
It's so powerful, that moment in the
Yes.
set every
Yeah.
night when everyone's just screaming, have some fucking empathy together. It's like, yeah, it feels like a moment.
Yeah, and I think for a lot of people, don't date a musician. Hot. Don't date a
It's a
musician.
moment.
Is
It's a
moment as
moment.
well.
It's a laugh.
So
It's a good time.
let's just get it out of the way. What is your favorite Yeah song?
Maps. I sang that one at my friend's wedding last month. They asked me to sing it and it was really beautiful. But then I realized it's actually it means my Angus, please stay. Anyway, learned that.
Okay.
I really like Maps. What's your favorite?
Maybe Deja Vu or Phenomenon, like the really riffy ones. Like, yeah.
Like I don't know. I'm gonna go with Pin for now.
Oh, good
Nice.
choice, though.
Yeah.
Strong choice.
Yeah, I don't stand by that forever, but for now.
For now.
For now, for today.
Alice, I thought you were going to say Date with the Night. So that riff.
Yeah, I mean that's a solid choice.
Yeah, that's fucking solid.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'll choose the most famous song. But I did sing it at
But
a
you
wedding.
did just sing it. Is there video of that? I would love to hear that.
I'm sure there is.
There probably
somewhere.
is. There's
Yeah.
a video of me singing a duet with the singer of Duran Duran from that wedding. It was quite an iconic wedding.
What? Whose wedding was this? Why is this not splattered all over Daily Mail?
Daily Mail.
We got it here in the States.
I was wearing a gorgeous red silk dress. So. But yeah, what's your favorite Yeah song?
Y Control.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Day with the
So
Night,
good.
Gold Lion.
Yeah.
So many good songs.
Yeah.
They're all good, yeah.
They're all good. I mean, Karen O.
But maybe just don't date a musician. Oh.
Yeah. Well, does that apply for you too? 3? I mean, do you look at yourselves as like, you don't want to date me?
I certainly used to. I don't anymore.
Alice is engaged.
Congratulations.
I know someone really sacrificed it all and made the leap to marry a musician. So I'm lucky.
Daisy.
Are you
Daisy made
singing
the leap.
at her wedding? Raquel?
Do you want me to?
Sure. I mean, you're all going to be there. You're going to be gifting
Can I
me
do
away.
a speech? Can I do a speech?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good. Great. That's decided then.
Again, Daily Mail should cover this.
Yeah, we'll give them a call.
Bella, what is it like dating you?
It's kind of difficult.
Don't date a musician.
I think it's probably kind of difficult to date me.
Bella's a Leo.
Oh,
I'm a Leo.
Gold Lion right here.
Exactly. I am the golden lion.
Yeah.
And you know, us Leos, we're very loyal. We're very loyal. We're very loving. Very big-hearted. Yeah, but also always on tour.
Okay, moving on. Moving on.
I think it's tricky dating musicians. Basically, that song is, it's us making fun of ourselves, making fun of anyone who's ever kissed us or found us interesting, and our community, our musical community, most of our friends, I'd say. So it's basically, poking fun at.
We've all heard that before.
Ourselves.
You don't want to date musicians or actors.
The main thing about musicians is they're just not home much, and that is tricky for some people who and also you want to not be at home much because you want to tour.
one time we'd been on tour for like months and months and months, and all of our relationships were kind of like in really quite shaky places. And we had a day off, so we went to see La La Land at the cinema. And I don't know if you've seen La La Land.
Yes.
Don't know if you remember the scene when they're like having a fight, and she's like, "But you're always on tour. You're never here. How can I be in a relationship with you when you're always on tour and you're never here?" And it's a really serious scene. And the four of us are like sat there. We all start absolutely laughing our heads off, and like everyone in the cinema was like staring at us because like
They were shushing us.
It wasn't a funny moment.
Who are these freaks?
People were crying, and we were like, ah!
Cackling.
And then we left the cinema being a bit like, yeah, our relationship's not going to sure if they're going to make it.
Yeah.
And they didn't, besides Daisy.
Yeah, Daisy stuck it
Daisy
out.
stuck
Yeah,
by
you
me.
did. Thanks, Daisy. Love you.
Congrats on the release of this album. It is just fantastic.
Thank you.
Great to see you back here in the States. Thank you for presenting us with such an amazing live show in order to be engaged and alive and lively.
Yes.
It's
Alive, live, and lively.
Keep living.
Yeah.
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 Live.
Check it out.
Live it.
Live, laugh, love.
Live, laugh, love. We're alive in San Francisco. Rock and roll.
Coming to you now.
On that note, this is Dreamwife right here on B-Sides. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.